The power of artificial intelligence is so incredible it will change society in some very deep ways. Overall, AI has improved our lives and made it easier for many to do their jobs or consume content. Artificial intelligence is impacting the future of virtually every industry and every human being, and it will continue to act as a technological innovator for the foreseeable future. This is New Technology Today, bringing you the hottest tech innovations straight to your screen, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. And of course, subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell to keep yourself up to date. Number 7. Enhancing the human experience. AI will soon be part of our overall human experience. We will come to use and sometimes rely on AI systems to enhance our daily interactions with each other, expand our creativity, and give us ways to express ourselves that we can't otherwise do today. In the same way that spell check is part of the daily world of even the most casual of writers, AI will be used to give us powers of language translation and augmented creativity. Already, AI systems are helping those with limited artistic talents compose and produce original and powerful works of art and music. AI systems are also having a great influence on how we communicate and socialize with each other. Humans are incredibly social creatures, and one of the biggest developments to come out of machine learning technology is machine translation that can help humans understand and communicate in many languages. In the AI-enabled future, humans will be able to converse and interact with each other in the native language of choice, not having to worry about miscommunication intentions. Machine learning modules will be able to understand context, nuance, and colloquialisms that help to fill the gaps of human communication. This will make it easier for people who speak two different languages and don't understand each other to be able to carry on a conversation, whether it is for business or for travel. AI is going to help us continue to meet our need to connect with others in meaningful ways. Number 6. AI to drive revenue and profit growth in business. Marketing, customer service, and sales were identified as the top 3 functions where AI can realize its full potential. Sales organizations are dramatically improving sales performance by using algorithms to help with the basics of account and lead prioritization and qualification, recommending the content or sales action that will lead to success, and reallocating sales resources to the places they can have the most impact. Marketers are looking for AI to fuel enormous efficiencies by targeting and optimizing the impact of huge investments in media, content, products, and digital channels. And in customer service, AI is opening entire new frontiers in customer experience and success by applying NLP, sentiment analysis, automation, and personalization to customer relationship management. 90% of the organizations using AI to improve their customer journeys revolutionize how they interact with customers and deliver them more compelling experiences. So far, the impact of these investments on growth and profits have not yet been transformational. Right now, 70% of AI initiatives are showing little or no return. And more businesses will struggle to realize the full potential of AI to grow firm value if their leaders don't learn lessons from past transformations like the internet in the 1990s and cloud computing in the mid-2000s. Today, most executives feel that the pace at which AI can be made successful has been overstated, and that is totally understandable based on the current level of acumen in the business community about AI and advanced analytics. But the perception of hype and speed is an education and skill problem. AI works today in many business applications. It's more a matter of the managers tasked with harnessing the power of AI don't have the experience and framework to understand it. Just as calculus class will move far too fast for a 6th grader to grasp, growth programs based on AI and ML will be far too advanced for the executives who define, direct, and fund their development and are ultimately accountable for the results they deliver. Number 5. Easing the growing pains of an AI-powered workforce. Today, AI is useless in 2 significant ways. It has no creativity and no capacity for compassion or love. Rather, it's a tool to amplify human creativity. The solution? Those with jobs that involve repetitive or routine tasks must learn new skills so as not to be left by the wayside. Amazon even offers its employees monies to train for jobs at other companies. One of the absolute prerequisites for AI to be successful in many areas is that we invest tremendously in education to retain people for new jobs. We need to learn about programming like they learn a new language, and we need to do that as early as possible because it really is the future. In the future, if you don't know coding, you don't know programming, it's only going to get more difficult. And while many of those who are forced out of jobs by technology will find new ones, that won't happen overnight. As with America's transition from an agriculture to an industrial economy during the Industrial Revolution, which played a big role in causing the Great Depression, people eventually got back on their feet. The short-term impact, however, was massive. If they understand what the technology is capable of, and they understand the domain very well, they start to make connections and say, maybe this is an AI problem. That's more often the case than I have a specific problem I want to solve. Aren't you impressed with these future potentials of artificial intelligence? We are just halfway through my list. The most intriguing part is the idea of combining AI with wars. Have you heard of killer robots? Buckle up. Number 4. Changing our relationship with data. Pervasive knowledge. We carry with us constantly connected devices that have worldwide access to information. And now, through AI, we're moving beyond the idea of pervasive computing to pervasive knowledge. Pervasive knowledge is the idea that not only are we always going to be connected to the worldwide information grid, but all systems will have constant knowledge of what we are doing and how we are doing it. This is the idea that people will already know things about you because of what is available for them through technology. On the positive side, this could mean a lot for disaster preparedness. If you think of instances such as an Amber Alert or tornado warning, 10 or 15 years ago you didn't get a text message when a kid went missing or a storm was imminent. The idea of pervasive computing made it an assumption that a text message would be sufficient to provide notification. But if you think about this, that's a particularly non-intelligent way to do things. What if the system already knew that you were or weren't in the path of a storm, could guide you to a safe place to seek shelter, and would additionally notify first responders if the storm hit the location where you were? This is the idea of pervasive knowledge made tangible, and will impact everything from the way we shop to the way we live. The problem with pervasive knowledge is the creepy factor. Too many pervasive knowledge means pervasive surveillance. We don't want systems to know where we are and what we are doing, yet we freely give this information away with our GPS-enabled phones connected to social media with cameras. The AI-enabled future will be a world where there is more access to all types of information, and we are going to demand that those who have access to it use it smartly and use it for our benefit. This is going to mean that we are asking more of the people who have custody of this knowledge. Number 3. AI and the future of privacy and human rights. Of course, much has been made of fact that the AI reliance on big data is already impacting privacy in a major way. Look no further than Cambridge Analytic's Facebook shenanigans or Amazon Alexa's eavesdropping. Two among many examples of tech gone wild. Without proper regulations and self-imposed limitations, critiques argue the situation will get even worse. In 2015, Apple CEO Tim Cook derided competitors Google and Facebook for greed-driven data mining. Advancing AI by collecting huge personal profiles is laziness, not efficiency. For artificial intelligence to be truly smart, it must respect human values, including privacy. If we get this wrong, the dangers are profound. In a paper published recently by UK-based human rights and privacy groups Article 19 and Privacy International, anxiety about AI is reserved for its everyday functions rather than a cataclysmic shift like the advancement of robot overlords. However, as is the case with most emerging technology, there is a real risk that commercial and state use has a detrimental impact on human rights. In particular, applications of these technologies frequently rely on the generation, collection, processing, and sharing of large amounts of data, both about individual and collective behavior. This data can be used to profile individuals and predict future behavior. While some of these uses, like spam filters or suggested items for online shopping, may seem benign, others can have more serious repercussions and may even pose unprecedented threats to the right to privacy and the right to freedom of expression and information. The use of AI can also impact the exercise of a number of other rights, including the right to an effective remedy, the right for a fair trial, and the right to freedom for discrimination. Number 2. The future is autonomous. AI is empowering the ability for autonomous operation of all types. Of course, the first thing that comes to mind is autonomous vehicles, but this is just one specific application of autonomous systems, and not even the best one. In the future, all modes of transportation will become autonomous, and this will bring about a change in the way we think of things like vehicles. If we think of it in conjunction with businesses like Uber and Lyft, where you can essentially call a ride on demand whenever, you no longer need to own your own car. If you can instead call one and it can show up whenever we need them. Our society is heading in a direction that lets us imagine these possibilities. Autonomous everything doesn't just mean autonomous vehicles. It means that we can have autonomous systems and operations of all sorts, from the autonomous software bots we described above, performing per-functional work required in most processes, to the vision of autonomous retail currently being innovated by Amazon Go and others. The combination of computer vision, machine learning, natural language processing, predictive analytics, and the world of intelligent sensors and devices means that we will be awash in autonomous systems of all sorts pervasive in our daily lives. Number 1. AI in the future of warfare. Artificial intelligence models are improving daily and have shown their value in many applications. The performance of these systems can make them very useful for tasks such as identifying a T-90 main battle tank in a satellite image, identifying high-value targets in a crowd using facial recognition, translating text for open-source intelligence, and text generation for use in information operations. The application areas where AI has been most successful are those where there are large quantities of labeled data, like ImageNet, Google Translate, and text generation. AI is also very capable in areas like recommendation systems, anomaly detection, prediction systems, and competitive games. An AI system in these domains could assist the military with fraud detection in its contract services, predicting when weapon systems will fail due to maintenance issues, or develop winning strategies in conflict simulations. All these applications and more can be force multipliers in day-to-day operations and in the next conflict. Artificial intelligence will certainly have a role in the future military applications. It has many application areas where it will enhance productivity, reduce user workload, and operate more quickly than humans. Ongoing research will continue to improve its capability, explainability, and resilience. The military cannot ignore this technology. Even if we don't embrace it, certainly our opponents will, and we must be able to attack and defend their AIs. However, we must resist the allure of this resurgent technology. Placing vulnerable AI systems in contested domains and making them responsible for critical decisions opens the opportunity for disastrous results. At this time, humans must remain responsible for key decisions. Given the high probability that our exposed AI systems will be attacked and the current lack of resilience in AI technology, the best areas to invest in the military AI are those that operate in uncontested domains. Artificial intelligence tools that are closely supervised by human experts or have secure inputs and outputs can provide value to the military while alleviating concerns about vulnerabilities. Examples of such systems are medical imaging diagnostic tools, maintenance failure prediction applications, and fraud detection programs. All of these can provide value to the military while limiting the risk from adversarial attacks, biased data, context misunderstanding, and more. These are not the super tools sponsored by the AI salesmen of the world, but are the ones most likely to have success in the near term. Of all the AI potential, which one are you most excited for? I want to know your thoughts. Leave a comment down below so we can talk about it within the first hour. These are some of the things we are expecting in our future, and there is a lot more. Find out in my related video, New 3D Printing Organs Technology. Let us talk about opening a new world of possibilities for the medical field, while directly benefiting patients who need replacement organs. Stay connected, stay up to date.